forgot to hit earlier.
And 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Back and Forth. I'm your host. I said it. I was supposed to say I'm not your host. I'm Kevin, and this is Chanel. I just introduced you.
Hello, everybody.
I just introduced you.
Don't worry about my co-host over there. For me.
Let's go. All right, everybody. Welcome back. Man, it is another great week. We got some more great topics. And before we officially get started, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification button down there so you know when we put new content out there. All right, so Chanel, I got a question to ask you. We know that co-parenting, communication, the children that are involved in these situations, so for some people, this is new territory and they've never been in this area before in their lives. And they're not quite sure what they're getting into because they were married at once or they were together at once and now they're not together, but they're having to raise a child. So I want to talk to you from the child standpoint on this first topic because there was a point out there that we put out there and it said this right here. It says, I love my bonus mom, but want to be loyal to my mom.
Oh.
I know that you have some insight into this. So I would like to go ahead and see where your head is at in this space.
Yeah. Kev, I have been that child. I have been that mom, that was the biological mom, but I've also been that child with a bonus parent. And then over the years, I kind of liked her, so it's just kind of like, I think I've talked about this several weeks ago where I was talking about how I was having my son and, my bonus mom or my stepmom, I'm having contractions. I'm sitting there having contractions and she's rubbing my leg, but, my mama's over there with an attitude like, what's she touching you for? And, but at the same time, I love that she was rubbing my legs because, it was what I needed and I enjoyed it. But then at the same time, I feel like I still got to be loyal to my mom as well. So it's a tough place for a child to be in. And I think just as a mom that is a biological mom and my son has a bonus parent mom, we have to just be supportive of the child. We got to look at the bigger picture that these are extra people in our children's lives that love on our child and is supportive of our child and want the best for our child. And so if we can kind of get our feelings out of it and kind of like what your shirt says, take a step back, we can get out of our feelings as the parent and not make our child feel like there's so much pressure to have to choose between the bonus parent or the biological parent. What you think?
That's an interesting point you have there. And of course, you make great points all the time anyway. So I just want to make sure I acknowledge you for being the person that you are and being the parent that you are, as well as the child that you are from a co-parenting standpoint. You do such a great job. I just wanted to make sure I acknowledge that before we jump into this.
God is good. God is good. God is coming through in the show. Come on, yeah. God, come on in the show.
So what I want to say on the topic is this right here. This is an interesting one because you got to think about it from the standpoint of the child and not us as parents. Like you said, get your feelings out of it because there's going to be feelings involved in it regardless. And a lot of those feelings may be coming from the child. Yeah. Because think about it from this standpoint. I did something a long time ago and I posted something about, are you the fun parent? And, and I say the fun parent because are you the parent that when the children, you get visitation or something like that, when they come over, we're always going out to do something fun. We're going to do something that's eventful. We're going on trips. And so when the child goes back to the other parent's house, they're stuck in the world where, if it's a reality where we're going back to reality. This is what's happening in the real world. I'm going back home because I got to go to school. I got to do my homework. I got chores I got to do. And so from a child standpoint, we start thinking about that because am I known as the parent where the child has come over because, they They enjoy coming to my house and they want to be over here with me and my spouse, and we're having a good time all the time. So the child sees us as those parents that they can come over and enjoy themselves. And then at the same time, you get a tug on you, and the child knows they have to go back to their mom or their other parent's house because their loyalties lie with them because that's where they stay. You know, on a personal note, because we all talk about transparency here, I can remember when my kids would come to live with us for a while and they go back and live with their mom. And so as the children got older, it's not where their loyalties lie, but they felt that they may fit in more at one parent's house than they did the other parent's house. But I can recall one of our children saying that they need to stay with mom because mom needs me. And you start thinking, why is a child taking on that type of responsibility and putting that burden on their shoulders? As a child, you shouldn't have to worry about that. You should be worried about being taken care of, and your parents are doing what they both love you, and you shouldn't have to worry about that kind of thing. But I think about that because I was listening to what you said, and you talk about the feelings. But if a child feels that they need to be in a location because they want to feel that they're loyal to their mom, and so they put everything else to the side, their own wants and what the things that they may enjoy going over and living with the other parent. Is that fair to the child? And as a parent, shouldn't we be out observing things and noticing things? Or are we going to hold to whatever the child support order is or the custody order is and say, nope, that's what it says on paper, and this is where you're going to be? I mean, I'm not riding the fence here on this, Chanel, but I'm just looking at it from both sides. As a parent, we need to be observed and know that what's wrong, what's going on with our child. And as a child, you shouldn't have to worry about trying to make sure your loyalties lie with one parent, and you have to stick with those loyalties in order for you to prosper.
Right.
I know.
Well, you bring up a good point, because there has to be some type of structure in there. And that's what, when I'm co-parenting, when I'm counseling a co-parent couple, that, the biological father, the biological mother, structure is a part of that pie that I have them look at that perspective, because this child may be trying to figure out this whole transitional period because now his parents are no longer living together. So he's never or she's never had to pack up and go away from their house for the weekend, or they've never had to, go anywhere because both of their parents were in the home. So this is a major, major transition for these children. And I had a client where the child, I had recommended that this child talk to somebody, because I said, even though he's not talking to you right now about it, and it seems like he's okay, he's not. He's fighting you about going to his dad. He's crying when he's there, but then he's okay, and then he's crying, to his siblings about it, but he don't want to tell you that he's crying because he got to be loyal to you, right? He doesn't want to cry to his dad about it because he got to be tough and be loyal to the dad. But the dad has a girlfriend that the dad just keep bringing the girlfriend around. Not even taking into account that this little boy has to transition through everything that happened with this family within the last 6 to 12 months. He hasn't had that moment to even process the challenges. Nobody asked him any questions. Nobody asked him anything. They just did this. So now he doesn't even know how to manage his emotions about it. And nobody wants to talk about it because they're still in their feelings about it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So what do we do as parents to make sure that our children can process these changes? Because they already have to process what's going on in their own personal life. But then now their whole family is turned all kind of which way, upside down or whatever. And nobody is saying, how do you feel? No judgment.
And that's a good point, because I think when you look at it from the standpoint of this as a parent, we need to raise the child that we have and not the child that we were. I say that
one more time. Say that one more time.
Raise the child that we have and not the child that you were. You see, what you went through as a child may not work for the child that you have. Your child has different personality, they have different likes and dislikes than you have. And yet it might be, this is like a spitting image of me. That's a totally different person there. We're all created. We're all unique. And we have to take it upon ourselves as parents to understand our children. Yeah. Because if your child can't talk to you, who are they talking to?
Yeah.
Who are they talking to? Are they balling up all this stuff inside? Or they not, and they're not expressing themselves at all because they feel like they're afraid to come talk to you as parents? Okay. Or you've made to the point where, you know, you might be an open book and they think they can tell you everything. So you think that, well, my child tells me everything. Do they?
Yeah.
Do they really? You know, so, and you start thinking, what happens as a parent if your child goes and talk now to the bonus mom now more than they talk to you?
Wow.
I'm just saying, because does the child feel open enough to go talk to the bonus mom or whoever the other parent is now, because they feel like they can conversate with them without being judged or being put down?
Right.
And we have to take that step back, because remember, for co-parenting, the co stands for cooperating. That means working, co-mingling together, being able to work together, not doing it by yourself, because you're still a parent at the end of the day. You're not doing this by yourself, and you have to take the best interest of your child.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. And that's why, you know, I like to use the term village, because, you know, I'm at a stage in my parenting right now where the stuff that I was used to my son sharing with me, the details, and he's not sharing that with me no more. He's sharing that with his dad. And guess what? He may be sharing it with the bonus mom because they're together.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So again, I have to step back and trust the process that, okay, we are co-parenting. So even if he doesn't necessarily come to me, if it's something that requires me to know or be involved with, they're going to come to me. We're going to all communicate together and have this conversation. I can't hold that against him because he didn't come to me and went to that. Yes. I can't hold it against him because he didn't come to me and went to the bonus mom. We had to make the decision or accept the fact that people have moved on, and this is what we do. This is what we're doing.
Yes.
And that just takes a grown-up decision or grown-up mindset when grown-up things happen in your life.
And so with that, as a parent, understanding that situation and understanding what the child may be going through, you know, you have to use, I want to say discernment. You have to be able to have that radar where you can understand that maybe the child may be going through something right now, or maybe something just not right. With that being said, Chanel, I'm telling people to stay safe and be blessed. Take us home.
Y'all just put God first. Put God first. Just put God first in everything that you do. Be safe out here in these streets.
Okay, well, that was a soft landing. Guys, we out.